You think you know what women want? You don't. Not really. Most men get this wrong their entire lives, and they wonder why. They wonder why she left, why she lost interest, why she never chose him. Before we go further, hit that subscribe button because what I'm about to tell you, most men will never hear. And you need this. You need to understand this. If you want anything to change, subscribe now. Let's continue. Every girl wants a man, not a boy, not someone pretending a man. But what does that mean? It's not about muscles. It's not about money. It's not about looks. Those things help, sure, but they're not it. They're not the core. The core is something else, something most men lost or never had. It's about presence. It's about certainty. It's about knowing who you are and not apologizing for it. Women are attracted to clarity, to a man who chose himself first, who doesn't need her validation to feel like a man. That's the difference. Boys need approval. Men give it to themselves. Boys ask permission. Men make decisions. Boys follow her lead. Men create the path. And she feels that. She feels it immediately in the first conversation. In the first 10 seconds, she knows if you're solid or if you're shaking inside. You can't fake this. You can't rehearse it. It comes from your life, from the work you've done on yourself in silence when no one's watching. Most men try to impress her. They perform, they show off, they try to prove something. And it repels her because it screams insecurity. It screams neediness, and neediness is the killer. It's the thing that destroys attraction faster than anything else. Women don't want to be needed. They want to be wanted by a man who's already whole, not by someone using her to fill a void. That's the truth. And it's uncomfortable because most men are walking voids. They're empty. They have no mission, no purpose, no direction. They wake up, go through the motions, and hope a woman will make them feel alive. That's not attractive. That's a burden. She doesn't want to carry you. She wants to walk beside you. But you have to be going somewhere. You have to have a destination, a vision, something bigger than her, bigger than the relationship. That's what pulls her in, not your compliments, not your availability, not how nice you are. Nice is neutral. Nice is what everyone is until they're not. She's not looking for nice. She's looking for real. For a man who says no when he means no, who doesn't bend just to keep her comfortable, who has boundaries and enforces them calmly, without anger, without explanation. Just a quiet line that doesn't move. That's strength. Real strength. Not loud, not aggressive, just immovable. And she respects that. She feels safe with that because she knows you won't break, you won't fold, you won't become someone else just to keep her around. Most men do that. They change everything, their hobbies, their friends, their opinions. They mold themselves into what they think she wants. And she loses interest every single time because she didn't want to copy. She wanted the original, the man who showed up with his own life, his own standards, his own frame, and invited her into it, not the other way around. You don't enter her world and lose yourself. You build your world, and she decides if she wants to be part of it. That's the dynamic. That's what works. But it requires something. It requires you to actually have a world, to have something going on that matters to you more than her attention, more than her approval. And that's where most men fail. They have nothing. No passion, no goals, no discipline. They're just floating, waiting for a woman to give them meaning. And when she shows up, they cling. They suffocate. They text too much. They need constant reassurance. They're always available, always ready, always waiting. And it kills everything because attraction needs space. It needs tension. It needs uncertainty. Not the bad kind, not games, but the kind that comes from a man who has options. Not because he's playing around, but because he's valuable. He's built something. He's someone. And she can feel that other women see it too. And that makes her want it more. That's female psychology. It's not about being a jerk. It's about being grounded in your own worth without needing her to confirm it. You know what you bring. You know your value, and you're not desperate to prove it. You just are, and she notices. She always notices. The man who's not chasing, the man who's building, the man who's calm, even when she's testing him. And she will test you not because she's cruel, but because she needs to know if you're real, if you'll hold, or if you'll crack. Most men crack. They get emotional. They get defensive. They explain themselves. They try to fix it. They apologize for things they didn't even do just to stop the tension. And she sees weakness. She doesn't want to, but she does because biology is ruthless. Her attraction is not a choice. It's a response to who you are, not who you pretend to be, not who you wish you were, but who you actually are in the moment when it counts. So the question is, who are you when no one's looking? When there's no reward, do you still show up? Do you still do the work? Do you still hold your standards, or do you collapse? The moment things get hard, the moment she pulls away, the moment she's cold, do you chase or do you stay calm? Do you panic or do you trust yourself? That's the test. And she's watching. Even when you think she's not, she's watching how you move, how you talk, how you handle pressure, how you treat other people, how you treat yourself. She's watching. If you respect your own time, if you have self-control, if you can delay gratification, if you're disciplined, or if you're all over the place, chaotic, reactive, driven by emotion. That's not masculine. Masculine is steady, it's controlled, it's intentional, it's doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it, even when it's hard, even when no one's cheering. That's the man she wants. The man who doesn't need applause to keep going. The man who's on a path and he's walking it regardless. She wants to join that. She wants to support that, but only if it's real, only if you're not performing, only if it's who you are when she's not around. So you can't fake this. You have to become this. And that takes time. It takes honesty. It takes looking at yourself and admitting where you've been weak, where you've been needy, where you've betrayed yourself to get her attention. Most men have. It's okay. But now you know better. Now you understand that attraction isn't earned by shrinking yourself. It's earned by expanding, by becoming more, not for her, for you. And when you do that, when you genuinely do that, she feels it because you stop needing her. You start choosing her. And there's a massive difference. Need is pressure. Choice is freedom. She wants to be chosen by a man who doesn't need to choose her, but does anyway because he wants to, because she adds to his life, not completes it. He's already complete or working on it every single day. He's in the gym, not for her, for himself. He's building his career, not to impress her, to create freedom. He's reading, learning, growing, not because she told him to, because he values himself enough to invest in himself. And that's attractive. That's magnetic. Because most men don't do that. Most men stop growing. The moment they get comfortable, they coast. They settle. They let themselves go physically, mentally, emotionally, and they wonder why she's not interested anymore. It's because you stopped being interesting. You stopped evolving. You became predictable, boring, safe in the wrong way. Not safe like stable, safe like stagnant. And she needs polarity. She needs masculine energy that's directed, that's purposeful, that's alive, not dead, not passive, not waiting for permission to live your own life. You don't ask her. If you can go to the gym, if you can see your friends, if you can work on your goals, you just do it. And you invite her along, if it makes sense. But you're going anyway. That's the frame. Your life is the priority, not hers. And ironically, that makes her want in, because she sees a man who values himself, and she wants to be valued by someone like that. Not by someone who has no standards, who takes anything, who's just grateful. She doesn't want to be your only option. She wants to be your best option out of many. That's the game. And you don't play it by chasing, you play it by building, by becoming undeniable in your own right and letting her see that without forcing it, without proving it, just being it every single day in small ways, in how you speak, in how you walk, in how you decide. You're not asking questions, you're making statements, you're not seeking approval, you're living by your own code. And if she aligns, great. If she doesn't, that's fine too, because you're not dependent on her being there. You're complete without her, better with her, but complete without her. That's the energy. That's what every girl wants. A man who doesn't need her, but loves having her. A man who's going somewhere and she gets to come, not a man who's waiting for her to give him direction. That's not leadership, that's passivity. And she can't respect that. Even if she says she wants it, deep down, she doesn't. She wants you to lead calmly, confidently, without arrogance, just certainty in your decisions, in your path, and she'll follow. Not because she's weak, but because she trusts that you know where you're going. And that takes work. Real work on yourself, your mind, your body, your emotions, your purpose. You can't skip that. You can't shortcut it, and you can't fake it. She'll know. Women always know. They feel energy. They sense incongruence. If you're pretending, she'll feel it and she'll pull away. But if you're real, if you've done the work, if you're solid, she'll feel that too, and she'll stay. Not because you convinced her, but because she wants to. Because being around you feels different, feels stable, feels like she can relax into her feminine without having to lead, without having to manage you, without having to mother you. That's what she wants. A man, not another child. And too many men show up like children, emotionally immature, unable to handle rejection, unable to regulate themselves, needing constant comfort, constant validation. That's exhausting for her. She doesn't want that. She wants a man who can handle himself, who doesn't crumble when things get tough, who stays calm when she's emotional, who holds space without getting pulled in. That's masculine presence. And it's rare because most men were never taught this. They were taught to please, to be nice, to avoid conflict. And it backfired because that's not attractive. It's weak. And she can't be vulnerable with weakness. She needs strength, real strength, the kind that's quiet, that doesn't boast, that just is. And when you have that, you don't need to convince her. You don't need to chase her. You just exist. And she comes to you because she feels safe. She feels seen. She feels like she can be herself without you falling apart. That's the man every girl wants. Not perfect, but grounded. Not rich, but purposeful. Not flawless, but honest. A man who owns his flaws and works on them without shame, without excuses. Just quiet improvement every single day. That's it. That's the secret. There's no trick, no line, no strategy. Just become that man and everything else will follow. So ask yourself, are you that man or are you pretending? Are you building or are you waiting? Are you solid or are you shaking? Because she already knows. And if you're honest, you do too. Now do something about it. Not tomorrow, today, right now. Start becoming the man you need to be, not for her, for you. And when you do, she'll notice. Trust me, she always does.